How you doing, sir?
Okay.
Sorry to bug you. I'll give you the elbow. It's the COVID bow. Are you a Cali local or are you a transplant?
I've been here 50-some years,
So
but I'm in my 80s, so
Okay, you can call yourself.
there's the whole number.
Okay, I love it. So mainly local. So we're the ones helping everybody out with the new solar projects. I'm assuming you've been hit up like 1,000 times.
Probably.
And most people are always like, oh, it's the money, they don't do it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What was the biggest reason you've said no every time?
I'm happy with what I got, and I'm going to keep it. So
Your Edison or whatever?
Yeah. Are you training these kids?
Yeah, these guys are training. So we're just basically noticing most, like every other home or so has gotten solar in here.
Yeah.
And usually and people come by and they try to say, I'll save you on your electric bill, and you're like, I don't care for an extra $50.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you're past that like phase in your life where $50 is going to make a deal. Or,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's not worth the hassle, right?
My kids hit me up 3 or 4 times a day on that.
Really? Yeah, exactly.
And they're in their 50s.
Dad, can I borrow another 50 for some Chick-fil-A for the family?
Yeah.
I love that. So what we're doing is actually a different program. I don't know if you heard about the new thing that SDG&E and some of the utility companies have rolled out here in the area.
Probably not.
No. So what happens is they're changing a lot of their tiered pricing and how they charge customers with like their time of use. So what we're doing is actually helping people own their power. Where a lot of people would come by trying to sell what's called a purchase power agreement. They're leasing you the panels and they're leasing the energy on the roof.
Yeah,
You've
sure.
heard of that, right?
Oh, yeah.
So what we found, a lot of people in your state and just where you're at, are you retired or still working?
No. 38 years of teaching chemistry was enough.
Done chemistry. So you're like periodic tables and compounds and all that jazz. Was it college or was it more high school?
High school. Yeah.
High school.
Just a high, yeah.
Let me just tell you, my chemistry teacher was my hero, and so that's why I was like, he made me like chemistry, and I did not like math. I did not like some things. But
Good to hear once in a while.
chemistry was my jam. So,
Okay.
So this I'll speak in chemical language. Okay, maybe that'll like take your
Bring back
chemistry.
something, probably.
Take your chemistry. I'm not going to take photovoltaic cells, and I'm not going to break down all the molecular element of the sun hitting the roof and all that side of things.
Okay, you're good so far.
So what we're going to do is we're going to say, think of it as a chemistry mathematical equation. Okay. So you pay electric bill. Do you know on average what you spend per month?
No idea.
Let's call it $200. Sound in a fair ballpark?
Yeah.
Okay. You've owned your home for how long?
38 years.
Great. You didn't rent it for what reason?
Never thought about renting.
Never thought about
My
renting.
adult life.
Yeah. Why would you? Why would you think about like with the dumb to rent, right?
Well, yeah, I guess.
Okay. So let's look at this from a simple math equation. You could pay, let's say, $3,000 a month for rent. Say, let's just use simple numbers.
Sure. Yeah.
You chose to do a mortgage. When you bought this home, did you finance it or do cash?
Remember I said it was a school.
I was gonna say, we're in California. You're probably financing, right?
Yeah, that's right.
You've been here long enough to maybe it's paid off, or you did another mortgage.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Passed out a few.
Some people refi and cash out with the market right now.
They
I mean,
do.
A lot of people.
Yeah, I haven't bought into that scam.
So let's say that it was $3,000 for a mortgage payment, right? Or you have a rent payment. 30 years ago, you definitely would pick this one because over time, this one went away, which you're at this point right now, where rent, do you think 30 years ago it was cheaper or less, more or less than what, $3,000 a month if you would have rented this house?
What? Say that again?
Was it cheaper 30 years ago for rent, or is rent more expensive today?
Oh, it's more expensive.
It's inflated, right? It's gone up.
Sure, what hasn't?
So do you think electricity's gone up or down? Cost of electricity.
I'll say up so you can.
Well, inflation, just how power companies.
Sure.
So they raise your prices every year about 6 to 8%. This last year, over the last 3-4 years, it's actually doubled. Like, it's crazy how much they've spiked, just because they have to get all their electricity.
What doubled?
The electricity cost, and the cost of per kilowatt hour.
Per kilowatt?
Because they're having to transmit it from all the way from Vegas and the dams, and like they have to bring it all the way over here to go make it, because cost of land here to go build extra power plants is really expensive.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So what happens is they go up. Let's say you move tomorrow, hypothetically. All the money you spent towards rent for the last 30 years, we'll call that electricity. Where is all that recouping investment? You get none of that back, right?
None back.
So what happens is, same thing when you chose to do your mortgage, this is all equity, right? You paid towards a mortgage, you paid it off, and if you were to sell your home today, you'd make money, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
Buy low, you sell it high with inflation, you make your money back. Same thing we're doing today is we're actually making it to where you can pay, if not the same, if not less, towards something you own. Think of like a power plant, an asset on your house, instead of something like you're paying regardless to the electricity company, but instead of throwing it away to rent, you can pay it towards something you own. Does that make sense?
Well, usually that's the way I tend to thought.
Your whole life you said, why? I've never even thought about renting. Except you have to rent your power because you need electricity, and there was no real other option that made sense financially, right?
Yeah.
What was your name again? I'm Sam.
Dave. I'm Dave.
Dave. Yeah. Okay. So Dave, we'll make this real simple. Like I said, these guys are training. So what we do is we come to homeowners and say, if we can bill swap around what you're paying, if not less, and let you lock in at something you're paying towards owning it, and the government gives you a 26% tax credit, they pay for some of it for you, immediately you have equity. You've already used the logic 30-something years ago, didn't you, Dave?
Yep.
You said, why would I rent when I could own? Why would you rent your power when it keeps going up, when you could own your power when it locks in and it goes away? Does that make sense? So for the same money you're spending out, so you're not doing this though for the savings. Like, yeah, you can save some money. Hopefully it's less. You're doing it for when you sell this home and transact, because right now you could sell the home and that's when you pull your equity out, right?
That's true.
So you being a science guy, a math guy, it's kind of like if you transacted right now, you don't get to pull anything out of your power payments you've been paying.
No.
So let's say you sell in 3 years, all the $300 a month that you've been paying towards your power, you get to recoup that investment back, plus the 26% tax credit the government gave you. So it's a money game. So all we're doing is we're manipulating the money you've already been spending towards power. You're already spending towards the government every month or every year, and we're putting it back into an asset in your home without costing you any money. We're manipulating the dollars out to be something that now you own. Just like you have to have a place to live. You get to choose rent an apartment, rent a house, or buy a house, right?
Yep.
You chose buy a house because you're like, I want to get my money back, right?
Yeah. True.
So Dave,
Keep going.
how we make this simple and different than everybody that comes around here trying to sell you some lease or some purchase power agreement is we say, you're probably a smart guy. That's why you own the house. It's paid off. You seem like you got a nice yard. You're retired and are still living, saved enough to make that happen. What we do is we get your power consumption. So we look at your bill and we see how much you consume. Because, your consumption might look like this. Who knows? Summer months, winter months.
That's right.
And we say, how much power are you consuming on a yearly basis? To where how many panels do we need to put up on the roof to offset this? And then how much would it cost per month to basically pay this instead of pay this? And 9 times out of 10 with all the other neighbors we've been helping out this week, what's crazy is it ends up being less. So, with the market the way it is today, with you obviously already spending, you have to have power, yes or yes. You're still going to pay them. When we walk away, the power bill's going to come next month and you're going to pay it.
That's true.
Why not pay it towards something you have an asset with? You're a smart guy. You taught school for 30-something years.
That's smart.
That's what I say. You've been the teacher, so you probably could teach us a thing or two. We could get into the science of how the changes from sun to electricity to goes into the house and the grid. And I can get all technical there. But I like to get on the technical, factual basis of saying we can help the planet, we can save you money, and you can own your power. Build more independence, and this is kind of where things are going. So I'm here to help you make a smarter move for your monthly spend instead of to the utility company that just goes away. Like it's for power. You just care about the lights turning on. I care about you saving some money and actually owning it. So what I need is a picture of your power bill. Do you do the power in the mail or do you do it online?
It's taken out automatically. I don't know if I get anything.
Sometimes most people just get like a thing in their app or an email or something. Some people get it sent to their home.
Now you said app. Is that a computer word?
Yes. Do you have a login to a website?
Here's my story. 144 teachers over here at Vista High. One teacher never had a computer in their class. Guess which one?
You did.
Never.
I love it.
My only thing I can say is at the end of the year we'd have to take those state tests. And the other young teachers, Mr. Parks, why do your kids always score the highest on all these tests? I don't know. I don't have a computer, so
You're like
mocking. Yeah,
you're good at teaching them instead of relying on some computer to do
I
it.
taught them the way I learned back in the early '50s.
Which is so sad. I hate, like, I'm on your side.
Yeah.
The way students and education is gone, it's like they're trying to shortcut learning, but learning is learning.
Hey,
Don't you feel that way?
I had those kids coming in that last 10 years or so when computers were big, and they'd come to the door back there, and of course I act like I'm not paying any attention to them, like talking about, and we brought up this porn thing on, and Mrs. Walkman, she didn't even know what we were doing, shit like that.
It's nuts.
Yeah.
When was the
Yeah.
last time, like, little kids have read a book even? Like, it's like, pick up a physical, like, pen and paper. Like, most people even have iPads. I'm like, where's your stuff? I'm like, I have to draw and read. I need some physical
There's
skill.
no question now, the world couldn't exist without
I know.
computers.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
I wouldn't know how to access my money. Like,
Yeah, when I give people my story, they just walk away, that poor
Give your
dumb
phone?
bastard,
So what I'm gonna do is I just give them a call real quick. Oh yeah, give me a. Will you call the utility company? And what Edison will tell us your last 12 months of kilowatt hour consumption. You haven't put in a hot
Per
tub
month?
or yes,
They keep that?
because they'll just tell us. Because all I'm trying to do is, is it 1,200? Is it 1,800? Is it 700 this month? I have no idea.
Yeah.
Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to send that off to our engineer team. They're going to look from outer space and they're going to say, how many panels can we fit on your power or on your house, right? Like, what would it look like? And how much would that offset what you're consuming? And how many do you need? And we'll just draw up a plan, and then I'll come back and I'll show you that. And that way you can kind of look at it for yourself, and I'll leave you all the information. So that way you've kind of got like, oh, this is what it would be.
Okay,
And
I'll try it once.
Yeah, from there.
Yeah.
And then if you're like, cool, I like this, then great, we talk next steps. If you're like, this doesn't make sense at all, you kick me out and you're like, see you later, Sam. At least I got some good info. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, hold on. Do you know what numbers I pressed? Sometimes I got these memorized. Press 1, press 0, press 1. Okay, I got them. I got them.
Perfect.
Got them. I just pressed 0.
Transfer you to a representative. Your estimated
What was your last
wait
name,
time
Dave?
is over
Parks.
15 minutes.
P-A-R-K-S.
Parks.
Said over 15 minutes.
What's the address here?
1126.
1126
Country
Countrywood. Yeah, I was like, I know that.
Lane.
Countrywood Lane. And then zip code? Okay, and then and what's your phone number? Okay,
Due to our
I'm gonna,
rescheduling,
this is where you send the TAs, these are my TAs. Since this is a 15-minute wait time, I'm gonna have him stay on the hold. I'm gonna call you once and get on a 3-way phone call, so you don't have to sit here for 15 minutes and pay attention to these guys. Does that sound good?
I guess.
Have
so.
your phone by you. Is this a good number?
That's the only number.
Okay, so we're gonna 3-way call you once they pick up. Does that work?
Oh, okay. Sure.
Then we don't have to chill here. I'll leave them on hold. He'll be my TA, boss him around, and then we'll swing back by when we're done. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Okay, see you, Dave.